quiet luxury is in, statement belts are in. Out for the year 2025, miniskirt, pack them up. We're not wearing them right now. And if we're wearing them, there is a bit of layering that we do. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be discussing in what's trendy for the fashion year of 2025. Well, it's April already, but we can still discuss what's in for the fashion for 2025. I have my notes right here because it's not a lot, but it's very detailed. So we're gonna get down to business right now. If you want to stay stylish, but you don't want to spend money on trends, this is the video for you. So stick around. You won't regret it. There are four items or four things that are in for 2025. You must see I say she'll come with a list again. It's a list that can be easily remembered. It's not long, and trust me, more or less you have some in your closet that is within this list. First, let's discuss quiet luxury. So quiet luxury. So what is quiet luxury? We all know what luxury is, and we all can pinpoint luxury when we see them, but the quiet ones are the ones that you don't have any big old logos to say, all right, this is Gucci or this. Things that when you look at it, you can tell that money has been spent on this. So for 2025, we are talking about high quality material. You're now going into your soft era kind of, so it's not so busy. So we're going to your soft ear, it's not so busy. So instead of loud logos, you go for structured blazers, natural or neutral tones, as well as you go for your silk blouses. Those are coming out in their silk material. Those are what we consider luxury. So one case in point, or one person you can look at, is Sophia Richie. She takes quiet luxury to another level. You can tell that the material is not cheap. You can tell that she's wearing luxury, but it's so quiet. It's not loud, it's not in your face. It's very fashionable, very high quality styling, and everything about it speaks volume. You can say it's along the lines of being a little minimalistic, but it's luxury nonetheless. This is where you look effortlessly polished. So even if if you can afford the luxury part of it, there are some items in your closet that you can use to kind of give off that statement of you being very fashionable, very minimalistic, but yet still effortlessly put together. And these are where you bring out your silks, you bring out your silk skirts, you bring out your silk blouses, you bring out your blazers, and the polished look of it all states quiet luxury. Secondly, we'll move on to belts, statement belts, and this is where we tell the girls to cinch their waist. I know everything looks better when the waist is well put together, and it just creates a silhouette that is second to none. So we're gonna cinch those waists, girls. We're gonna cinch those waists, and we're gonna get a belt. The belt can be a statement belt with a big buckle. It can also be a belt with like a corset belt. A belt defines your silhouette, and the belt carries off the outfit. So in these pictures, you will see where people might have a blazer or a dress, and they just cinch the waist in a little bit and create a definition between the top half and the bottom half of the body, and it works wonders. So a statement belt is the way to go. You can also look at high-end belts or quality belts like Low. They have statement belts. They are a little on this, you can say, it's quite luxury kind of style, because the belt buckles are not big and huge, or they are not written, the name is not written all over it. So it is also part of the quiet luxury brand. Gucci have belts too with just a GG on it, and it adds to the outfit. So brands like Low and Gucci are now moving from just being functional to them being the statement of the outfit. So you can consider bringing belts into your wardrobe, and they will help to enhance or elevate the looks that you have. Red is making waves in 2025. So we can't get enough of red for 2025. Red is going crazy for a trend that's in red. If you look on the runway Ferragamo, you can see They bring out the reds. The reds are nice, the reds are sleek, and red is just a statement piece. Lady in red. It's happening all over again. It's reds. You bring out the red blazer, you bring out the suits, you bring out the monochromatic look, and red is the power color for 2025. And if you are one who you don't have really red in your wardrobe to that, you can start off small. So I always say, start with little items. You can start with earrings that are red or accessories that are red. So your shoes and your bag, you can start with those. Don't just go out and buy one red outfit like that and you're not sure about the color. So start with little accessories, a little earring that's red, a little bag, a little shoe. And if you're not so sure about the red, you can move into trying burgundy. Number 4, what's in? We move on to ballet flats. This is where comfort meet elegance. Usually, me used to say ballet flats, me just feel like me I walk on the ground. But trust me, they're not that dramatic. They're not that bad. It's where comfort meets elegance, because right now they're moving away from just it being a little round mouth shoes to it being having embellishment, to it having bedazzlement, for it having sparkles, and it can match anything. So if you are going to a function that is probably very formal, you have ballet to match that. They're moving away from just it being a round toe shoes to it being pointed toe, which makes it a little bit more elegant. They're bringing some all with a little bit of heel, the slip backs, and it just makes the outfit rather elegant. So you can consider adding these 4 items to your wardrobe. Quite luxury. And for quite luxury, you can start with something simple, because the luxury brands, they're not cheap, right? So you can start with a little scarf possibly, and you add that, or a little bag or a little pouch or anything like that. Then you move into your statement belts, which even if it's not branded, you can find belts that are corsets or belts with a bigger buckle to just enhance the outfit. You can throw it over a blazer and it brings the outfit to a different level. Then you can move into something that's red, that is making waves in 2025. So you can move into something red with a red bag, red shoes. If you're not so much into red, then you can transition into the color, or you can go for something that's burgundy to just have something that's red in your closet. And finally, we wrap that section up with the ballet flats, which are now moving away from just being a round toe shoes to those that are pointy toe, those that with embellishments, and it gives you a perfect effortless look. So what's out for 2025? We'll start with midi skirts. So midi skirts are now out. Midi skirts are now off the pass. You can follow the mini skirts them, because fashion is a cycle, so they will come back. But for now, you're gonna put them up in some part round at the back. We're looking at midi maxi kind of skirts, even pencil skirt to an extent, but this pencil skirt have a certain look to it. Girlies are looking to be more elegant and wearability, so we're moving into midi skirt. The idea that comes with it is that we're thinking about silhouettes, the flow that we have, the elegance. We're also looking at structure, because skirts or midi skirts kind of tend to give you some structure. Gone are the days when people were dressed head to toe in logo, because you want people to say you have money. Gone are those days. Now, going back to the whole idea of quiet luxury, we're moving away from loud branding to more subtle, refined pieces. So instead of logo covering everything, we move to high quality materials and fabric, structured pieces that speaks for themselves. All of this is for you to look rich without saying that you are rich. So the item speaks for itself. You're probably wondering, how am I going to move away from loud logos and loud this and loud that? One of the simple way is to search for brands that are very classic, so like Hermes, and those are brands that are very classic. But we're not going to talk too much of high-end fashion, because what if you cannot afford the high-end fashions, right? With this now, you can start by probably adding small pieces to your wardrobe, because luxury brands and luxury fashion, they're not cheap, but they are also an investment. So you start with smaller items that you can afford until you work your way up. Last but by no means least, and I know some people are not gonna like this one, the Y2K trend, but it's not out in its totality. In 2025, instead of the rhinestones and the low riding jeans, they're trying to elevate it with a little vintage style. So they're trying to bring it into a vintage kind of era where Y2K is now vintage. Can you imagine that? Y2K just the other day is now a vintage trend. They're trying to make it like that. So they are revamping the look of Y2K in 2025, which is not a bad thing at all, because it's not totally done away with. As I said before, fashion is a cycle. It goes around, it comes back around, and you'll see they play with different textures and tones, but there are still some elements to it that were here previously. And the Y2K trend is one that is out, but it's in ish, with a little revamping of what it was previously. So because Y2K have the tendency to look a little bit costumey, what you'll see people doing is that, you'll have your crop top or your crop top from back in the day. What they'll do is they'll add possibly a tailored trouser to it, and probably a form of belt with a blazer, and that kind of elevate the Y2K look to a more retro vibe kind of. So it's not so much Y2K with the low dropping trousers and the rhinestones and stuff like that, but they try to retro it to fit the era that is now present. Oh, that's basically it. What's in and what's out for 2025. Let me recap what I said previously. What's in: quiet luxury is in, statement belts are in, the power of red. Red, get something red in your closet for 2025. You cannot go wrong. 4, ballet flats. Those are in. And if you're going for a ballet flats, just get those one with the pointy toe. Out for the year 2025, miniskirt. Pack them up. We're not wearing them right now. And if we're wearing them, there is a bit of layering that we do with them. But miniskirts by itself, out for 2025. We are doing midi skirts, maxi skirts to look elegant and effortlessly put together. We're going for flowing, we're going for silhouettes in 2025. What else is out? Extreme logos. Number 2. The thing now is full of whole heap of things for speak money. This is where we go back to quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is always gonna champion extreme logo prints, right? So you move into things that are very quiet. They speak volume because you can see that the material is expensive. You can see that the idea of how the fabrics were picked, or as well as how the styling has been done, you can tell that the person is wearing luxury. So we're taking out extreme logos, and quiet luxury is in. The third and final one is Y2K. Y2K aesthetics is elevating it now in 2025 with a retro vibe. You're not going to wear the rhinestones. You're not going, well, I'm not going to tell you, say you can't wear the rhinestones. It's up to you. But in 2025, no rhinestones, no low. We're mixing and matching all our fashion trends. We're taking some from Y2K and adding it with some vintage to create the vibe for 2025. So, which one of the ins are you gonna try this week, and which one of the outs are you gonna pack up? Are you gonna pack up your mini skirt? Are you gonna try a quiet luxury this week, or are you gonna try a statement belt? Let me know what you are going to try. Remember, just this week we're gonna step in confidence, because what? Confidence made the outfit. The outfit is made by confidence. Until next time, catch you later. Bye.